Hey guys, welcome back to this week's Friday feature. My name is Tia and I'm from The Collective. And for this week's Friday feature, we have Rochelle and Rick from Hanazine.
What's up?
So guys, would you like to introduce yourselves?
Of course. My name is Rochelle. I'm the editorial director for Hanazine.
And my name is Rick. I am the art director of Hanazine.
Do you guys want to tell us more on what made you want to start Hanazine?
Well, I guess it started with our many car rides together, and I guess we went to a few events before, and we really wanted to see representation for a different kind of creative in Brunei, because I felt like a lot of the creatives that were part of the scene were a certain way. They fit a certain box, someone who is rich, conventionally beautiful, and educated. And I guess for this we just wanted more people to feel like the industry is more inclusive now than it was before. And I feel like in this sort of scenario, like in this day and time, like we felt like it was such a good way to sort of enter this scene and tell people, okay, there are people that are like you, which is us. So come through. So I guess Hanazine was birthed from that idea. Yeah.
When did you guys actually start Hanazine?
We started it in 2016.
Yes, we actually it started 2016, and then the whole issue one, we took it seriously 2017, and then we were just like, okay, let's release issue one right away because we've been dragging everything for too long, and we were like, okay, this is it.
Yeah.
Issue one.
What do you guys hope to achieve with Hanazine?
Yes. Actually, when we were usually when we're not in Brunei, usually like one of the most questions that get asked to us is, what is the industry or the creative industry is like in Brunei? And usually it's hard for us to answer because there's no like concrete. This is what the art industry or like the creative industry looks like. What we wanted to achieve with Hanazine is basically sort of like archive everything
of all things.
Of all the
related
things that we love and people that influenced us in Brunei, and then we sort of like wanted to keep it in one specific area, and we can say, oh, this is what the art industry looks like when people ask us, and it's easier for us to like show our appreciation to the art industry here.
I feel like we've lived here so long as well. I feel like it was necessary to do something like that. I feel like it just wouldn't make sense to not have like an archive of the scene here, because there's so many talented Bruneian creatives, and I feel like it deserves that kind of celebration, especially young creatives. So
So what does your creative process look like?
So for me, basically, my creative process is a lot of calendars and a lot of notebooks that I'm constantly just jotting down ideas, because I feel like for the both of us, our brains just like, we have so many things that we want to do and like execute perfectly. So I feel like for me, the process just has to be like, okay, let's throw it all into these two things, like okay, my notebook and then my calendar. So that just sort of creates a cohesive like direction for what we want to do and achieve. And I feel like it's this unspoken system between the both of us where it's like, okay, let's think of things that we want to do for the zine, and then we meet up like colleagues and just be like, okay, so what do you
sibling?
Yeah, so we're both like, okay, what ideas do you have? Let's discuss. And I guess like for me, that really that's just how I started off with, and it just sort of kicks off everything else.
And usually we actually just have this group, like a separate group of just Hanazine.
Yeah.
And then we would just like send screenshots of like things that we want to like do, or like inspiration, or like people that we want to feature for like whatever issue it is. And then while her thing is like calendars, mine is just like full on garbage. It's like literally trash, because I usually like just collect like stickers from supermarkets, and usually I use that as reference, and like I collect them, like the price tags, the stickers of like the paid if
Oh,
you
yeah,
know
yeah,
the
yeah, like from Paho
yeah,
and stuff
usually
like
like
that. I
I
think I've
put
seen
it
it.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
as a collage,
Mhm.
and then we use that as like a filler or like something that can be used for like the zine. So it's just a pile of garbage.
Yeah, I think that's one of the themes that
Yeah.
were very present in issue 1,
Yeah.
where we just sort of wanted to be these champions of sustainability. So yeah, so we're like, okay, let's make use of what we have at hand.
Yeah.
What do we have? Like, okay, that garbage truck looks fire.
Yeah.
Let's follow it. Sort of thing. Like,
That's
I
right.
mean, I feel like that's why we work so well together. Like, I feel
Yeah.
like with family members, it gets kind of chaotic and everything, but we both just like, okay, I love garbage. Like, you know, he'd be like, I love garbage. I'll be like, okay, yeah, I'm with that. Let's go.
Yeah.
I love it too.
Yeah, I love it too. Let's go. Let's chase that garbage truck and like find inspiration there or
Yeah.
something. So, yeah, the creative process is pretty
Colorful.
colorful. Yeah.
There was one word to put it.
Yeah.
Colorful.
For sure.
So where do you guys get the inspiration for the look and aesthetic of Hanazine?
The aesthetic of Hanazine is like based off of like everyday things, like things that you can see everywhere, things that are like accessible, and then we sort of like want to put it in an ironic way because the logo for Hanazine is actually inspired by a bandung drink, like the syrup,
Yeah.
and then we sort of like started from there, and then like most of our posts and like the aesthetic for the whole vibe of Hanazine is based off of based off of Kadai love like things from Kadai Rinchit and like you know like packaging
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
stuff. Specifically the ones with like rose flavored things.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why we're so fixated on, you know, anything bandung related because the packaging is always fire. I forgot the
Yeah.
brand of the one that we bought, but was it that one?
Yeah, I think
The
so.
one at home.
Yeah, it was the one with
The blue cap. Yeah.
it's that thing.
I love it.
That's the inspiration.
So what are you guys' proudest achievement?
Definitely the launching of issue 2.
for sure,
Issue 2
without a
of
doubt.
the zine. Because that was definitely one of the. I mean, we've only released one zine, but you know, the first zine was still pretty. You know, we were just testing the waters, and I guess there were some expectations
Yeah.
for the second zine to, you know, to be better than the first one. So it was basically just the both of us trying to outperform ourselves from the first one. So
It was definitely like hard, the process.
yeah, the process was hard because, you know, just getting a good quality print for the zine, and it was a bigger space to work with, and we had to create a bigger art installation and more people to come by and like see issue 2. Like even the people that we featured in it, you know, it wasn't like easy to sort of, hey you guys, let's shoot, you know, because it was a group of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was definitely something that we thought we couldn't do. But
did it?
we did it.
Yeah.
So
and I think just like
definitely
the fact that we actually featured 3 amazing
photography.
powerhouses, which are the Void Collective, FJ Culture, or which is now
Youth.
known as Youth, and then OTEP as well, which is just like you know the whole like collectivity of the whole zine. It was just amazing for us, and the turnout during the launching, because you know people came and it was people that we
Yeah.
actually
Solid.
want to feature. So it was
Yeah.
just like amazing that people came and supported, and it's just like such a heartwarming thing to always look back
Yeah.
at, and we're always just like so proud of it.
Yeah.
It's a nice memory, like as a siblings. Like
For sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like,
Even
we
our
did
parents
that.
came.
Oh really?
Even our parents.
That's so
Yeah.
sweet.
Yeah. I mean, they really were just skeptical about the whole thing. And so, like, a zine, people, art. We're just like, yeah. So they were like, what for? And we're just like, please come by and see how it is. And we were so nervous because we weren't really expecting like that kind of a turnout. You know, we just kept it. You know, let's give our best. Let's do everything
Yeah.
at our personal best, like whatever we thought was good enough. And we felt like it was good, and it was really just up to whether or not people would come by and support, you know. And it was really, it felt like a gamble in a way.
Yeah, it was so funny because during like when we were setting up the whole like aluminum foil thing, my sister kept on reminding me that because I wanted to like get all the aluminum foil perfect and everything. And then she was just like, just do it, and just whatever happens happens.
Yeah, I
And
feel like we have that sort of mentality as well. Like, okay, because he's definitely the person in our relationship that sort of gives the craziest ideas, and I'll try to be that sort of security blanket to be like, okay, let me see if it's achievable.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's such a good combination for the both of us to sort of, okay, let's do this. And if he thinks that he can't do it, and if I'm just like, okay, with my brain powers, I think it's possible. Even if I think it's not.
Accountant.
Yeah, I'm just like, accountant things. I'm just like, and he's like, should we? I don't know. And I'm just like, let's just go for it. Let's do it. Let's do it. And then, we just come in there and just go for it.
Nose
So,
dive.
yeah, nose dive. But yeah, that was
nice.
definitely something. Yeah.
So how's it like actually working with your sibling?
Definitely annoying as well.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we definitely have a lot of creative disagreements about like how we want a certain thing to be put out.
Yeah.
But I feel like because it's just the both of us, it's also it's a pretty good thing as well.
And I think because we're both very similar
Mm-hmm.
to each other and we have the same interests, so I feel like it's a good combination to be annoyed with each other
Yeah.
and have the same interest, because it usually feels organic that way.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like at the end of the day, to me, I feel like we both sort of have this separate relationship with each other. Again, it comes back to that unspoken thing where, we are siblings and we have that relationship. And then we have Hanazine and we have that other relationship.
Yeah.
And I guess we were able to sort of have this balance between, okay, this is Hanazine stuff, this is like family stuff.
Yeah.
So we sort of have that unspoken agreement that that's how it's gonna be like. And I mean, it's good. I love that I'm working with my brother.
That's
Yeah,
nice.
with my brother for the zine especially, because I feel like I would rather be annoyed with him than with
Other
Anyone.
people.
someone we barely know. So it's like, yeah, I mean, and it's good practice for the both of us as well, because I feel like at the end of the day, we both want to be able to forge, better relationship with other people. And I feel like if we can't be good with each other through, that annoyance and those little disagreements, then how would we work with other people? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I guess at the end of the day, we're both just sort of practicing with each other. Okay, let's see how this works in the real world, sort of thing. But yeah, do you agree?
Girl.
So what projects are you guys currently working on?
We're actually currently working on this project called 100 Creatives.
Ooh.
Basically, it's gonna be a zine, 100 pages of 100 portraits of the creatives that influenced us and that we appreciate and love. And we sort of want the book to be like a history book where people can look back to and like say, oh, these were the creatives during that year that we loved. And then we're actually collaborating with Otep with it, who's also doing the photography. And
He
That's
was,
nice.
yeah, he was our co-collaborator for the second issue. So, we're working on this project with him again. So that's one. We're actually also in the process of working on issue 3 already,
Oh, wow.
which
Okay.
which we're
They're ready.
we're ready,
2021.
So, 2021. So we're planning. We're already in the process of planning and just deciding what to do, for post production and the shoots and stuff. So yeah, that's another thing that we're working on. But we're participating in a few like in a festival this
like
December.
mini things.
Yeah,
Or like
it's
mini.
And we're working with other
Mini.
Bruneian creatives.
Yeah.
small. Yeah.
COVID.
Oh. But yeah, we're definitely working with more creatives, like for their album arts and visualizers, that sort of thing. yeah, just to keep ourselves sort of in the loop of what's happening with the art industry and creatives. But one thing that I am very excited about is definitely issue 3 because we'll be tackling creative sustainability.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, creative sustainability and the
Other
internet.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's
that's
exciting.
yeah, that's something to look forward to because I feel like, you know, we are all sort of putting ourselves out there and the appreciation is definitely already there. But I feel like how do we keep this thing going?
Yeah.
How do we survive being in it? And I feel like that's one thing that, a lot of creatives are worried about, like even for us, like how do we sustain being a creative in the industry and in Brunei? So yeah, that's definitely exciting.
So, are there any Instagram accounts that you guys love and want other people to check out?
I right now actually I'm super into this zine called Galdem Zine. Basically, people of color and non-binary people living in the UK talks about the culture and the music of Black creatives in the UK, and I've been very much fixated on the stuff that they write because I feel like that's something that resonates with me because I want to be able to write about marginalized communities here in the same light that that zine does it.
Yeah.
So I have definitely been. I feel like people should check out what they're doing. I think they're pretty established in the UK as well. But because I used to be into Dazed and which is a pretty famous magazine in the UK, but it's run by a white straight man. So I was like, okay, that doesn't really resonate with me. So when I found Galdem Zine, I felt like it was something that I felt really connected to.
Yeah.
So I feel like if people want to read something that's different and moving, I mean, it's a simple article, but they get to talk about how food is political there, and I feel like whoa, I didn't even get to think
Yeah.
at that level, and I feel like being able to read something that speaks of food in that light is something that's really important for me, and I feel
Yeah.
like it deserves to be shared for people to sort of to check to
And I
check
feel
out.
like a similar account that we follow as well. Like we both follow her. Her name is Sophia Ko, and she has this art Instagram called Viva La Manica, which is just usually like when I run out of ideas for graphic designing, usually I go to her, but she usually puts her collages in a way that no one else can. Like it's her flavor, and then she would
Yeah.
give you advices on how to be sustainable and
Yeah.
how to be more.
How to be a better creative.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's a Filipino creative.
Ooh,
Yeah, so she's definitely someone to look out for as well. Just because I feel like adding an like empathy into
Yeah.
your work is always something. That's why I feel like the tone for Hanazine is
Yeah.
definitely inspired by the way she speaks to her followers, and I feel like that's what we're trying to do with Hanazine.
Yeah.
Just so that's why we don't do like vein busting like analysis of like what's wrong. What we do is to highlight what's beautiful about a place. Like I'm very much aware that we live in a place that's not perfect, but I feel like we need to look at the beautiful parts of it, and I feel like
For
that's
sure.
why we really love that Filipino creative as
Yeah.
well, because she made us sort of look at the silver lining of things.
That's
So
nice.
yeah, so those two people.
So, how do you guys avoid burnout?
How do we avoid burnout? Well, we do try to keep a good schedule and just sort of try and follow that. I feel like when you keep an organized mind, despite the amount of things that you're doing within a day or within the month or within the year, if you keep focused at what you want to do, I feel like it sort of helps. I mean, I don't want people to force themselves to work so hard just to achieve what they want to do. I mean, work at your own pace.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, we obviously know how far we can go. So I feel like understanding to what extent we can work at is really important. So I feel like if you work with someone who gets that, it's always a good way to sort of avoid it. Like if you enjoy
What you're
doing the work
Yeah.
and the person that you're with understands to what limit you can do, then I feel like, you know, you can sort of soften that sort of feeling of being burnt out. Like burnout is real for sure, but you know, I mean, I feel like, you know, for people who are goal oriented, it tends to be, you know, like it can feel really overwhelming.
Yeah.
And I feel like that sort of helps me. Like, does that help you?
In a way.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess that's one way to sort of help with the
Yeah,
burnout.
for sure.
Yeah.
Drink a lot of Red Bull.
Yeah, that's another tip. You know, it helps cheat yourself into thinking you're not burnt out. But yeah, I mean, those are the secrets to, you know, creative director.
Red
Yeah,
Bull.
Red Bull, number one.
Yeah. So what does Hanazine mean?
I feel like Hanazine was derived from a place where we grew up
Mhm.
for 10 years. Is it
10
10 years?
years,
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah, which is called Darohana.
Yeah, which is in, I mean, we grew up there, and I feel like we sort of came of age in that neighborhood. That's why
Yeah.
I felt like, okay, we need to sort of encapsulate the feeling
Mhm.
of, you know, coming of age into, you know, a zine. And I feel like, you know, that sort of created the whole name for it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I remember how we both just sort of, okay, what should we name the zine
Oh,
that
yeah.
we're going to do? And we're just like, blah, 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 blah. And then I said, okay, Hannah? And then I'm just like, oh.
Zine?
Yeah, and then he's just like, Hanazine.
Such a has like it's like a really nice ring to it.
It has a nice ring to it, yeah.
Yeah.
So.
At first, we were like, it sounds like a sushi. And she loves sushi, so we were like,
Yeah.
okay, let's get started.
Yeah, so.
That's
Yeah.
nice. Did you guys have other options as well, or was it just like Hanazine?
Did
I think
we?
I feel like we kept on like discussing this over like a car ride, and then like I forgot about the other names for sure. But when we heard Hanazine, we were like, oh.
Yeah.
I kind of like it.
Yeah, it was definitely from that. You know,
Yeah,
we
that's
both
good.
just sort of decided to come, you know, to go along with that feeling. So we're like, okay, Hanazine, okay, I'm feeling it, okay. So
Yeah.
and then we got there.
I love it.
Yeah, so that's how Hanazine is basically.
So what advice do you guys have for the aspiring creatives out there?
I think one of like the best advice or like the advice that we can give to the creatives out there is definitely one word. It's consistency, because I feel like in Brunei the culture is a bit people tend to have a phase of like a
Yeah.
creative phase where they take creative or like their creativity as sort of like a phase, which I think they should not take it as a phase. They should celebrate it. They should like push for it no matter like what circumstance it
Yeah.
is, or like whatever situation that throws like or like whatever
Yeah.
the situation like throws at them. Like just keep going for it.
Yeah.
Just be consistent with it. Like don't think that art is just a phase or like your creativity is just a phase, because it like especially if like other creatives do it, people think it's a culture in Brunei that you know it's
to
art is
jump
just
in and then not go through with it. And I feel like, you know, you need to trust the process. And I feel like, you know, as Hanazine, you know, we're growing in the industry as well, and we want to sort of instill this this new sort of mindset where people can be a creative forever, you know, or at least until, you know, they're gone on this earth. But you know, like I mean, I feel like it's something that that I feel like, you know, don't give up. You know,
Yeah.
just stick with it, trust the process, and you know, consistency is definitely key, because you know, like if you lose it, it's gone. But like, you know, you can always bring it back, but hang in there.
yeah.
You know, it's not an easy ride for sure. I mean, definitely here in Brunei as well. You know, internationally, it's already difficult enough to survive as a creative.
Yeah.
And I feel like we all have each other to help each other, uplift each other. So I feel like that's one thing that we want to say for, you know, aspiring creatives or creatives that have lost their light along the way. Like, you guys got this. Just keep going. And there's always so many other communities here that are willingly open to sort of, if you want to try and delve into it, just go for it. Hanazine's up here. Just be like, hello. We're always, help me. Like just to have this sort of, boost in a way. Because there's so many creatives here. People are just shy to approach each other, but don't be disheartened. You'll find your people. Just hang in there.
So thank you guys so much for your time. I had a blast with you too. And if you guys haven't checked out Hanazine, you can follow them at Hanazine on Instagram. And you know what to do. Like, follow, share. And if you guys have anyone else you'd like us to feature, just let us know in the comments below. Bye!
Hello, everyone. Please follow Hanazine on Instagram and follow the Collective Art events for Friday feature as well. Please. Please. Please.
So would you guys want to tell us more on how you guys wanted to... So guys, if you... And also if you guys want anyone else... So thank you guys so much for your time. I had a blast with you guys. And if you guys haven't followed Hanazine yet, just oh my god, the first thing I thought about was taking the glass behind this thing. Oh my god, no.
But is this still going?